Okay, I was gonna go to bed mad, but then I took a peek and saw that we're we're getting more. There's more to it. So, uh, let's jump right into the chapter. This is chapter 134, Final Contact, and just a disclaimer for the people who aren't aware of what this chapter might entail. It's gonna be dealing with the concept of suicide. So if you're not particularly mentally equipped to handle that, I don't blame you for leaving. There will be other chapters I'll be happy to review, but if this isn't the one for you, I'm just giving you a heads up. So, yep. So we're going to jump into the chapter now. Chapter 134, Final Contact. I had words last chapter. Like, I was kind of like low key in a rage. Like, trying to calm down, but it's like, it's just so much to process at this particular moment, and it looks like how we're starting off that they're ready to pull on my heartstrings already. So let's see how it goes. Legosi. How was school? I changed the seats. I changed seats. I'm sitting next to my friend now, and I'm happy for that. And on my way home, I plucked a bunch of dandelions for you. Good boy. Thank you. Wait, what? Bruh. I, like, I'm not gonna make fun of mental health or nothing like that, but it's just like only her back. Like during the last chapter, only her back was like, you can always cover that up, like with a sweater or something if she goes outside. But it's like this is kind of extreme to where she won't even let Legosi see her. Look at this. She just gives him a pat on the head. It's like he can't even like see his mom at all. She sees her hand, but that's it. This is man. What kind of house do they live in? Where's Gosha in all this? Is my question. Thank you. What cute flowers. We gotta put them in water and let them grow. Wanna come buy a vase with me? Legosi asks. There's a flower shop at the shopping district down the corner that sells vases. I'm sorry, I'm scared to go outside. Legosi, you're back. Okay, so Gosha is here. Okay, I thought they were living alone, but they live with Gosha. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm scared to go outside. Did it really affect you that much? Well, I guess it makes sense, and I wonder how much time. Did it say how much time has passed? Like, how long has this been happening? But we see Gosha here, so. I got finished with work early. Want to make spring rolls with me? Welcome back, Grandpa. Okay. Oh. How was school today? I changed seats and now I sit next to Jack. Okay, so this is around the time where he sits next to Jack at school. Okay. So we're setting up the timeline now. Okay. That's great. We need to invite him here again sometime. Okay, so Jack actually came to Legosi's house at some point. But oh my god, look at Liano's back. She's just no wonder she doesn't want to leave. She's falling apart. Well, she's not falling apart. Well, it looks like it. She's grotesque now. It seems. But if that's just her back, though, that change. If it's just her back, it looks like her arms are changing as well. What else? Oh my god. So this is something that they used in chapter, like literally, the first couple chapters of Beastars. They use shadows to emphasize the monster, right? How the monster is always in shadow. This is how Liano feels. That's why they portray her like this. And she's treating herself like a monster, like completely isolating herself from society, from her own son, from her father, and just staying in this room here, away from everybody. She's depressed, like severely depressed. And does he know? Like he has to know. And he's okay. Is he okay with this? I don't know. This you can't hide. Her entire body is changing now. Like, now she's starting to take after Gosha. Her pupils are getting smaller on one side. Her skin is starting to be replaced by scales on another side, like of her shoulder. You can't. I see. I understand her. Oh, it's this is a super tough decision because this is something that you just can't hide. How do you explain this when your entire when you, when your entire identity was built up to be this beautiful gray wolf, the perfect gray wolf, and then all of a sudden it's taken away from you due to factors outside of your control. What do you do? Fuck, man. Grandpa, is Mom not coming out of that room? Don't worry about her. Her body's just unwell, so she doesn't have her usual vigor. She can't stay in that room forever. She'll come out eventually. Does he not know? I'm sure she wants to see you grow up. Like, he's already, like, big, though, so how long... Okay, so he at least got to be with her while she was still... before she made the full change, though, yeah? Yeah, because last chapter. So I wonder if Legosi has ever seen his mom changing. This is so sad. She's... I'm not going to sugarcoat it. She's ugly now. When you were in elementary school, my body had morphed to where I couldn't show myself to you or your grandfather. So they didn't know. I'm sorry I couldn't pay more attention to you when you needed it the most. Not that my apology means anything, now that I'm a ghost. Don't worry, I knew you didn't want to go outside because you were worried about how you looked. You... you knew? I could feel your fixation towards outward appearances through that hole. Oh wait, so he knew the entire time? You would hold out your hand and pat my head and then proceed to touch my face. It was like you were checking how my facial features were doing. So you knew, but that was how I expressed my love for you? So you knew, but that was how I expressed my love for you. To make sure he didn't turn out like her? But he's like 12 though. Or is he 6? I think he's 6 here. No, he's 12. He's around 12. I didn't want you to go through the same metamorphosis that I was going through. I was checking to see if you had any scales, but as I had intended, your fur was beautiful and your body was sturdy. I had no doubt that you're going to grow up to be a normal gray wolf, something that she could never be anymore. But that's the thing, though. We know what she does. We know how it's gonna end for her, but it's like, how can she know? Like, even then, she's still with her family, though, you know? It's not all bad. Like, Well, we can't really say that. We can't really. I feel she's a terrible person, but it's like you get it, you get where she's coming from. And the thing about this is, I don't know. I'll wait. I'll wait. I had no doubt that you were going to be a that you were going to grow up to be a normal gray wolf. It's okay now. I'm sure of it. So this was when she made up her mind about what she was going to do. It's okay now. I'm sure of it. When I checked that you were okay after you had turned 12, I felt a burden lift from my shoulders. It's time to leave this room. Oh my god. Okay. It was time to say goodbye to my son, Legosi. After all that time, she comes out of her room to say goodbye. Okay. So, she just laid with them that night. The night before I killed myself, I went to your bed and hugged you from behind and slept beside you for a while. I'm sorry I didn't bother waking you up. I suppose I was a selfish mother to the bitter fuck to the bitter end. I'm sorry for fooling you. Legosi said that what? I'm sorry for fooling you. You see, I was surprised and happy when you came to my futon after all the times you talked to me behind the door. I wanted to hug you back and see your face, but I didn't. He was awake? I knew how I knew how hurt you I knew how hurt you would be if you would have been if I'd looked at you. So I stood still as I could. I need a second. Hold on, hold on. Oh my god. Oh. All that time, he could have. All that time, he could have said something. But that's the thing, though. It's not Legosi's fault. What could he have done at this point, honestly? He was a kid. He didn't know. Right? And it's. Oh my. I feel regret every time I remember that night. If I had given in to my emotions and faced you back then, maybe I could have. Maybe I could. Maybe I could have stopped you from killing yourself. That's why I wanted to face hybrid animals, but I got too emotional and almost got killed for it. I always screw up when it matters the most. Such an idiot. My life is full of regrets. Oh, fuck. Oh. That's. He's. Oh, okay. Legosi's been carrying. This puts a lot of context to what's been happening. Like, since the very beginning of the series. If not that much time has passed, 6 years. Or 5 years, 6 years. It was six. It puts a lot of context as to why Legosi as to why Legosi acted the way he did in certain situations. It explained that part about his depression at the very start of the series. It was it wasn't just that his mom killed herself. It was the burden of him thinking that he could have did something differently, but he didn't. He didn't speak up. He didn't share his emotions then. It was it was that thought that he screwed up, that he could have changed it. It's not his fault. It really isn't. And I hate Liano right now, but it's not Liano's fault just because that's not how depression works. It's not completely her fault. There are things outside of her control. She had this image of herself built up, and she was told that it would never change, essentially. She was past that point for it to change. But when it did change, what are you gonna do? It's outside of her control, right? I want to make so many arguments to fucking hate Liano right now, but it's like, what do you do? She did what she could, but at the same time, her decision had lasting implications for Legosi right here that lasted throughout his life. Trauma that lasted throughout his life. That the same trauma he's dealing with right now. The same trauma that put his life in danger right here. Right? Oh, God. Oh. But even through all that, Legosi's still blessed. Right? I want to blame Liano. It's so easy to just say it's her fault, but the reality of the reality of it is, it's not all her fault. It's not, because what are her options? We see how like we see how Legosi himself is treated in society as just being born a carnivore as it is, right? Now, what about the people who don't have a place in the world? The hybrids, the melons, the lianos, right? Melon at least can go out and walk out in like the city and be okay. As you know, and not be harassed too much because he looks like a gazelle. What is it for Liano? She'd be looked at as a monster. I even said it myself when I saw like her reveal. I was like, she looks like a monster now. And that was her first reaction, which I apologize. Like, even she reacted that way. The same way I reacted, she said it, turning into a monster. And that's the reality of how society would see her, right? not just see her. So it's highly likely that society would even kill Liano for going outside just because of how she looks. We see how carnivores are discriminated against. What about the ones that can't be identified? Right? The ones that look like monsters. What are you supposed to do in that situation? I'm not saying what she did was the right thing to do, but I'm saying that what she did was probably right for her, right? And it's so easy to make excuses like, no, she could have did more, right? For she could have at least stayed there for Legosi and stayed in the house, but is that really living? Like she was 19 when she got pregnant with Legosi, and all of a sudden, her life just got robbed from her for factors outside of her control. Like, who would love her? Like, seriously, think about that. Who in the world would look at her and call her beautiful? We don't know. We don't. And it's sad to think about it like this, but if she didn't take her own life, society would have. Just off of what we've seen, that's not a stretch of the imagination at all. But fuck. Oh my goodness. Oh, okay. But this right here, this adds context to so much. This adds context to Legosi's character. So much context. His self-hatred, right? That's been a recurring thing for Legosi. Him being ashamed of being born a carnivore, right? Not just being born a carnivore, he's had to shoulder so much. The implication of it all, not just being born a carnivore, but a hybrid, right? And he had to see his mom go through this. She hated the self-hatred that her mom carried. She ended her own life because of it. And we've seen Legosi throughout the entire series put himself in harm's way, put himself in danger for reasons that makes complete sense now. It wasn't just for Haru, right? He does things that are detrimental to his benefit. And it's because he hates himself. And this is the reason why. If only things could have been different. That's not his fault. And he feels he was a mistake. Oh, okay. And she smiles. Life is always full of regrets. And it's really telling how in the afterlife she gets to have the perfect image that she wants. Even in the afterlife, she still puts an emphasis, you know, on first appearances, which is ironic because that's because the theme of Beastars is to not judge by is to set aside preconceived notions, right? It's to look past preconceived notions and first appearances. Would society have done that for Liano? I don't think it would have. Life is always full of regrets. Trying to make up for your regrets is how you live. It's how you live it. I still have many regrets in my life, but I gave birth to you. That alone makes me a winner at life. So, but it's like you dipped when he was 12. And the thing about this is, there's still an element of uncertainty to this. What she did was selfish. It was selfish. There's no doubt about it. It was a selfish act. But like I said before, to her it was the right choice. because any other choice would have been wrong, and to say it would have been and to say it would have been right. That's not how depression works. What were her options? To stay in that room? Sure, she could have been with her son. And if what she's saying is true, she's a hypocrite. She Legosi gets that trait from her. He's a hypocrite as well, but she's a hypocrite as well. They're all hypocrites. And I still don't know where to place Gosha in all this either. I just don't know yet. Because it really seems like he didn't know. But like, how could you not know? But I gave birth to you. That alone makes me a winner at life. I'm sorry I wasn't a good mother to you. Even though I still love you. I can't hold you anymore. Live more, Legosi. You share my blood and your grandfather's blood. You can be stronger and sweeter than any pure-blooded wolf ever could. So that's the end of her. So Legosi got closure with his mom. At least he got that, you know? Like, out of his bad experience came with one good experience, at least, I think. Because Legosi needed to hear that he was loved, right? Because that's one hell of a burden to be carrying for such a long time. And then I want to hate Liano, but it's like, you get it. You don't agree with it, but you get it, or at least I get it. I don't know how you feel about it reading it. You're free to come to your own conclusions about this. Oh man. But for what it's worth, it's easy to go for the what ifs, and I said there's an element of uncertainty because Legosi's only 18, and Liano started changing when she was 19, but she couldn't hang on for that long. So there's still that element of uncertainty, but for what it is now, Legosi's been blessed. He's had a blessed life. And I guess she wasn't around to see it, but that's all she could hope for, and just have faith that that's how it'll work out for him, I guess. That's shitty, but it's like, I hate her character. I hate her guts. I get it, but I hate her guts. Fuck this. We're moving on. Oh my god. Okay. Oh. Live more, Legosi. Her last words. Oh. Alright, so we have... Okay, so... Yafia called Gosha. Oh, he's a dead horse. Legosi isn't doing too well. Gosha, do you hate me? No. Thank you for telling me as soon as you found him. I'm not gonna fly into a blind rage or anything. That is, if Legosi does wake up. That's the end of the chapter. Hopefully, Gosha gives Yafia the business. He definitely deserves it for the way he's treated Legosi up till now. Legosi should never have been there. Fact of the matter is, he should never have been there. So, and think of it like this. This is his last living relative. Like, I feel so sorry and so bad for Gosha and what he's went through as a character. In my opinion, Gosha's actually amazing. Like, how do you deal with that much heartbreak? We don't know what happened to his wife, but she's gone. She died, right? We don't know how yet. His only daughter committed suicide, and and his only grandson is on his deathbed, as far as he knows, right? And then you find out you're the last, you know, you're the last of your family left. You're the only you left. How is he so strong? Like, I want to know more about Gosha. That's insane to me. But anyway, this has been chapter 134, Final Contact. We've come a long way, and it's coming full circle now. Man, that was a roller coaster of emotions. You were not kidding when you told me. When you told me that. That was cat. But, man. I'm a, I'm optimistic. I'm looking forward to it. The next chapter, and I hope you are too. I don't know if I'm gonna use this video. I didn't expect to start fucking crying, but we'll see. We'll see. That's how we do it here. One take. We're not doing it again. It goes up. Yeah, but anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. I will see you during chapter 135. Hopefully Legosi wakes up. I'll see you then. Be good and be nice to each other.